It's a custody fight being played out on opposite corners of the globe, all over an 18-month-old American girl. The father, a decorated war veteran working in Dubai. The mother back home in the U.S. without her daughter. And the accusations are flying on both sides. We'll talk to the little girl's mother in a moment. But first, NBC's Janet Shamlian has the latest. Janet, good morning.
Natalie, good morning to you. Yeah, we traveled to Dubai to meet this special little girl. We also spoke to her father. Chuck Peters is a West Point grad who served 3 tours in Iraq as a member of the Special Forces. And yet, after 10 years in the military, he feels he could be arrested if he steps foot on U.S. soil.
There was a lot of fun on a Sunday afternoon as Chuck Peters and his daughter Caroline beat the heat at their neighborhood pool in Dubai. But behind the smiles, Chuck says he's in a fight tougher than any he faced during a decade in the military. A battle for his daughter. It started like a storybook. Chuck and Stacy met in high school and married while he served. A stellar military record, 2 Bronze Stars. The couple then moved to Dubai for a contracting job soon after Caroline was born.
We were just happier than we've ever been in our life. It was almost like we had started a vacation life.
But not for long. The marriage fell apart after Chuck accused Stacy of having an affair, abusing prescription drugs, and endangering Caroline.
It's hard for me to imagine that he would do this, because I really believed in him. Without a doubt, there is 0 drug or alcohol abuse in my history. And if he could prove any of this, he would do it here.
She accused Chuck of physically abusing her, which Chuck says is false. He filed for divorce in Dubai, citing adultery, a crime that in the United Arab Emirates can be punishable with prison time. I asked Chuck why he filed for divorce in Dubai, knowing the accusation of adultery could put Stacy in prison.
Here's the problem. When I realized that she was no longer rational, when I realized that she was causing harm to her, or at least putting Caroline in danger, I knew that I had to act quickly in order to protect my daughter.
Stacy denies the adultery claim, calling it a cover-up.
He had to accuse me of something because filing for divorce makes him look bad.
Without a passport for Caroline, Stacy, who's more than 5 months pregnant, says she was forced to flee Dubai without her daughter. She says she hasn't seen Caroline since the end of March. Stacy's gone to court in their home state of Tennessee, where a judge declared that her husband's actions constituted constructive and actual child abduction and kidnapping. Chuck fears this court order could lead to his arrest if he returns to the U.S.
That's very disconcerting. And like I said, as somebody who served their country for so long, that's a dagger to the heart. It really hurts me.
Do you want to play?
Amidst it all, a joyful little girl who can't possibly know of the fight on 2 corners of the globe.
She's got the best of both of Stacy and I times 100. She's just an incredible little girl.
On the day we visited, friends came over for pizza, and Caroline's paternal grandfather was visiting from Minnesota. This is not, Chuck says, the case of a dad snatching his daughter.
I think that's ridiculous. It's preposterous to say that I'm kidnapping her when I'm living in the same house, I have the same job, we have the same friends, I go to the same pool every day. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me to call that kidnapping.
And yet it's Stacy Peters who has not been able to see or even talk to her daughter since the end of March. It's heartbreaking for any mother, but perhaps most difficult for this beautiful little girl seemingly caught in the middle. Natalie.
Absolutely. Janet Shamlian, thank you. And Stacy Peters is with us exclusively this morning, along with her lawyer, Jeremy Morley. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
And Stacy, I know it's hard for you to be here and to see your little girl, and you haven't seen her in months, to see her on video like that. But you say you had no choice but to flee Dubai. Why would you leave her behind? Why would you leave Dubai?
He took everything from me, and I was scared for my life. I mean, I had no other choice. I would have left with her a long time before that if I had any ability to.
You claim that your husband abused you, and he denies these charges. Did you ever report this to anyone? Did you report it to authorities in Dubai? Did you report it to the U.S. Embassy or anyone here at home in the U.S.?
I reported to this overseas domestic violence organization, who explained to me that if I go to the police in Dubai, that they would take my passport, and I wouldn't be able to leave then. So I couldn't report it there.
And he, meanwhile, says that you're the one who endangered his daughter. He said you have a problem with prescription drugs, that you also admitted to being unfaithful in the marriage during a therapy session. What do you say to those allegations?
He left me with Caroline for 3.5 months while he was in Dubai by himself. He's never made these allegations to me at any point until the last month. I've never heard these from him. He's never been worried about Caroline before.
A Tennessee court, meanwhile, awarded temporary custody of Caroline to Stacy and said that what Chuck did constituted constructive and actual child abduction and kidnapping. If he steps foot in this country, what happens to him?
He will go to court in the civil case and will explain his situation. So at the moment he's refused 2 separate court orders that require him to come to court with Caroline and explain the rights and the wrongs and let the American court decide what's best for the child. He's been held in contempt of court for still hiding in Dubai, and you should know that he accused Stacy of terrible immorality charges under the penal law of the United Arab Emirates, which is Sharia law. And I spoke to the family before she left, and I spoke to lawyers there, and the advice was she needs to leave on the next plane, otherwise she will be in jail. And you do not want to be in a jail in Dubai. So she was forced out, and that's what the American court decided. So there are always 2 sides to the story.
There are 2 sides to the story, and we're going to have to leave it there. But we hope, for your daughter's sake, that somehow this gets worked out amicably between you two.